So neighborhood watches have come under scrutiny since the Martins killing. But I recall, the Soviet Union, everybody was up against the Soviet Union, communist this, and they always tell them what the communists doing and all that. And some of the things the communists were doing, I think this neighborhood watch does. I'm not against snitching. I'm not against reporting illegal activities to the police and so on. But I think neighborhood watch and the Soviet kind of style of, policing the community and watching each other, I think it's almost similar. Because the communists had a sort of neighborhood watch in which the children would complain to the government about the parents' activities. Well, these parents are not communists. These parents are talking about, they want to go to America or they like democracy, England is good and so on. And that was problems. Neighborhood watch would also make sure that you can't leave your zone and go to the next zone because the people had to live in zones, and so you had incest and all these kind of brain dead sort of things coming through because of that kind of behavior. And you couldn't change jobs; you had to stay with the job the government give you and all that kind of stuff. Um, you report people who are not doing what the communists ask, and the consequences were serious. You're not going to court, you could be shot, you could disappear, a variety of ways of dealing with what they would consider a problem. So when I went to Canada in the 80s and I see that neighborhood watch, I saw there was a similarity and the hypocrisy of where these folks would hate the Russians and whatever. In fact, when the Soviet Union collapsed, the Canadians were saying that, oh, they are white brothers, we got to help them out. Because, the third world had helped them ostracize the communists. And now the communists fall, the third world thought that, oh, they didn't get some of that money that they were spending on arms. Oh, no, they just went ahead and hand out to Russia and to the rest of the republics that are white. So, I never was one way or not. I don't care what politics is like. I have some ideas and it's going to make, a difference. Let's go with it. And so their neighborhood watch in Canada was like, hey, there's a black guy in the area here. I wonder what he's up to. Does he want to steal cars? And there was a lot of that because Jamaicans were, stealing stuff and so forth. But this was because they weren't letting them have loans. They weren't accepting them into the mainstream. And I mean, people went to Canada, they were expecting to get some money to send back to the people or to start a business or whatever. And people have to do stuff like that to really get capital because you can't get in the bank and the whole 9 yards. So there's a black guy in the community here, let's watch him. And see blinds moving and so on. They think that you come to steal something or you're some criminal or something. And generally, when a new person move in, the neighbors would watch and say, "Oh, this person doesn't look like he's kind of like straight. In other words, he's not legal, might be illegal." So they gonna watch you. You just go do your job. You go home. You're coming out. So they say, "We think this person's illegal." So their job now is to find that out. And not that they're gonna complain to the government yet. They're gonna come to you with business proposals and say something like, "Man, look, man, we have this kind of deal going on here. See this book here? Anything in here you want, we can get it for you." They got this multi-level marketing and all that kind of stuff. Also, they had illegals will go and work somewhere, somehow, get money on the weekend. Friday evening, Saturdays, they go into the grocery store to buy. And they will be watching, they got the shopping carts and they got the bags and sitting on the other side of the road. And as soon as these people come out waiting for the bus, the police swoop up. Hey, show me your green card or show me your landed papers. You say, oh no, we don't have that. We're here illegally and we're just trying to make some money to send home and we're going to leave. So they just handcuff them, take them off, leave the groceries there. Oh, them Canadians jump in it, man. See, they share the groceries and they go back outside and waiting again. Next one come up and they're looking. I don't know if they used to call the cops, but somehow the cops used to show up, ask the people again, are you landed? Do you have a green card? Whatever it is. And no, take them away and leave the groceries. They come and grab it. Until some human rights people said, look, man, you guys know how to do this thing. You know who might be illegal. Why wait till the people spend the money and buy the groceries and arrest them and leave the groceries there and the person whatever and just take them along if they have the band bag in there with the cash, they just grab them. And they can't even take that and they go into all these Canadians jumping on the money and the food stuff. That was what the neighborhood watch was. So now in this Martin case here, what was it they're doing? I mean, it's not like long ago where blacks only were the ones pushing drugs and robbing the bank and doing all kind of stuff. Everybody doing it now. Yellow, white, red, black, everybody doing it. So when they coming out now saying neighborhood watch, or they ignoring the others, or they're looking for the blacks. And this young man that they knocked up here, I mean, it had to be a meticulous searching kind of thing because the cops busy, they don't have time for that generally, you know what I mean? To be like, they leave it to these locals, who will do probably a better job and then call them in to do the dirty work, see? You know what I mean? So, as I said, this young man was targeted not necessarily because he is black or because he's criminal, simply because he looks opulent. He looks as if he's going to go somewhere. He looks like he has his head together. And this guy here now, he looks so. Now the psychologist is saying he's paranoid. I don't think he's paranoid. I think he's just fine. That is the way these folks operate. So they're trying not to give him a cover so he doesn't get executed, right? For because if you investigate this case, he might have seen that guy before. He knows the guy, and he's saying, I'm gonna get this guy, man. He looking too opulent. He looks as if he's going somewhere, like here in Puerto Rico, for example. I mean, I got my education together and so on, and I could always get me a job. And some people say, man, I've been in this place all my life, I can't get a job. Who you just come and get a job? And that means that, the next thing you could be shot, or hitting your head with a baseball bat or something. Well, I mean, go to school, man. You're smoking and you're doing drinking and all this stuff, and you want to take care of business. I take care of my business. No, you have a problem with that. See? So, if I were to get a different job, I recycle right now. I make $5 and $10 a day. Okay, going in the garbage, getting all these cans. So if I get me like a teaching job, what I have to do, I have to leave. I have to go and live in a different community because it's going to be a problem. See what I'm saying? All right. So this is what the neighborhood watch seemed to be. And as I said, he might have seen this guy. He knows the guy. He knows that the guy is serious about school and about college. And he might have even heard the guy's plan to be an attorney or some politician or whatever. And he's saying, no, he can't be that. Never. It's our money and all this stuff that's come with. Shoot them and make it appear as if, it was like a attacking me and it's the neighborhood watch agenda we on. No. So that could qualify him for the death penalty. So the psychologist already given him out here that he's basically crazy. So what the judge needs to do, because he's in the conference say now that he had an imperfect defense. Yes, he went beyond a use force, but he thought that he was threatened and this was what he had to do. That is a good defense. The judge should say there's no such defense in this case. No imperfect defense. You're not using that. Nor could he say it was self-defense. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear if this thing is premeditated, okay, so we can give it the death penalty. Or we want to know if this is a sort of homicide of the homicide of the manslaughter nature. And you get, 5 to whatever it is, but they got to do some justice in this case because, I mean, like everybody is upset and these hard times here, everything is dry. A little spark could cause a big, conflagration. So I do hope that, cool heads prevail and that the justice system delivers some justice, at least for once in Florida. Because I'm telling you, this is a serious time and this is a different time and people are already pissed off for a lot of reasons and you don't want to, have things go out of control, you see what I'm saying? So they need to take care of business and make sure this guy it is seen also that justice is done.